Happy Wednesday, wacky Wednesday. Today's like my Saturday. I don't know how you guys are feeling. I know how I'm feeling though. Woo! I've been feeling it. I've been feeling it. And I know a lot of other people out here have been feeling it too. So I had to come live today. Bring some awareness to this third eye. Right now I have on the 852 hertz in the background. It helps you with that space, right? So if you guys don't know me, I'm Sarah Richardson. I'm a cheerleader for the divine. I'm a vibrational alignment specialist. I love my work, right? I still go through all these energetic changes that everyone's going through. I've been doing a lot of self-work, and so now when they're coming through, sometimes they're feeling a little bit different. I'm thankful for that. I was up all night crying last night. Big love to anybody that was up crying last night. So guys, lately I have been getting deeper into my affirmations, and so this video is going to be action-packed with affirmations, loaded with greatness. Write it down, sing it in your house, do however you have to do it. Take notes, say them. We have to use our voices. So today I woke up and my throat hurts, right? I'm like, oh no. As soon as I opened my eyes, I felt it like right in through here. One of my students in class has been sick. I gave out my oregano oil, and it was like playing in my subconscious mind, right? And so I wake up today and I got this little like throat thing going on, and I'm not feeling it, right? And so, even though a lot of the energy is in the third eye, we're working out a lot of our stuff in our energy body, right? And so one of the big things for me has been communication, trying to communicate, period, or trying to communicate effectively, right? Sorry guys, because this throat chakra needs to let it go. And that's how chakras will talk to you guys. They'll talk to you through your physical body. So just tune into your body, see where your body's at. Like a lot of people do a lot of energy reads, and I talk to people and they say, well, I just didn't resonate with that. That's okay. Tune into your energy body. Ask if you want someone to resonate with, ask. Love to send you somebody that you resonate with, right? So I want to start off with the first affirmation. My imagination attracts all cooperative relationships. A lot of people lately have been messaging me about relationships, and I've been very standoffish with you guys, and I'm sorry, but I've been going through it in the relationships department. And so I just want to give you guys a little bit of advice. When I go through it in the relationships department, I go into myself and call God in there, right? Like, that's what I try to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I do all like the human stuff that everyone tries to do in their relationships. But I do know too, at a point, if my communication is off or things aren't flowing like that, I need to cut everything off and just kind of go in with me and God and figure that my relationship out with myself. Because anytime that we're having relationship problems in life, we're having internal relationship problems in ourselves. I know that. So today the energy is heavy in the third eye. And what does that mean? What can that mean? So your third eye is like your sacred observer, right? Your third eye is like where you get, where you create from, right? And so are you creating in your third eye from what you're observing in this world? Because that could be scary. Or are you creating in your third eye from your imagination? And that's kind of where a lot of people are at today, right? And so, you're not wrong. Like, most people are creating their lives and their experiences from the things that they're observing going on in the world. And that's why, it's funny because I don't watch the news, right? So I don't watch the news, and I can always tell when there's something crazy going on in the news because everyone's energy is like knocked off track, right? And when I just, I observe it and then I let myself go into my own imagination. And so sometimes that means that people say that I live in my dream world and all of these things. And I'll say it just like I always have. I like it better there. I like it better there. When I turned off the TV, when I turned off the news, when I turned off all the outside stimulation that was trying to keep me in fear, in old fears, and it was clicking up with my old fears and stuff, I had to cut a lot of things out of my life. And that's what a lot of people are up against right now, is that they have a lot of things in their lives that they need to cut out. And it's a really hard thing to do. And it's a really, there's fine lines in all of this, right? Nobody really knows for sure, but they're starting to feel a lot of stuff and they're not sure what to do with it and all of this, right? So guys, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. Everything. We are, this table is, this, like, everything in the world is energy, frequency, and vibration. And we have all been through hell. We've all been through hell. There wasn't one of us, I don't think, really, that hasn't been through some kind of hell. Even the people that we look at and we think that they have all their shit together, they have experienced or are experiencing right now some serious hell, some serious turbulence, some serious things in their lives, right? So the best thing we can do is focus on our energy, is focus on our frequency, is focus on our vibration. What does that mean? A lot of people say, what does that mean? What is the vibe that you give off? What is the vibe that you give off? Because I can tell you guys, like, I'm normally like super loving and like super compassionate and all this stuff, forgiving and understanding and non-judgmental. The vibe I have been giving off for like maybe the past month or something is like, it's like super Queen of Swordsy. It's like, I will cut your fucking tongue out if you come at me wrong. Like, it's been mean. I've been mean. The conversation isn't going anywhere because I've been really mean. But at the same sense that my human has been really mean, also a lot of old fears have been coming up for me. A lot of old energies have been coming up. I've healed so many things in my life. And so, no matter how long you're healing, when something comes back up, it still hits like that first time, right? Like, I'm a bigger crybaby than I have ever been in my life. And I'm proud of that finally, right? Energy, frequency, vibration, guys. So what the vibes, I love you, Randy. The vibes that you offer, like, it's coming from something that you're either observing, looking at, paying attention to, right? Or it comes from something that you're imagining, right? So think about that. If we're out here in the real world, which we are, right? We're observing all of these things, right? So I've been having some problems. Everyone's telling me about this online dating, right? And so now all of a sudden in the past like 7 days, all of these stories start coming to the surface about these men meeting these women, taking them, killing them, single moms, like all of these things, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, right? I cannot put myself in situations like that. And it's funny because just that alone is the energy, frequency, and vibration that I'm putting behind that thing. So I'm better off to just leave that shit alone for a minute until I get my vibes right about it, because that will be some shit that happens to me if I don't get my vibes right first. Hi, Tara. I miss you, girl. Is it boundaries, though? Is it boundaries with what, babe? Of what we're observing? I don't know. Tell me more. Like, get a little bit deeper with that, Randy. I haven't talked to you in so long. So we're either giving off, there's like basically two ways that these vibes go, right? Fear and love, right? So are you giving off the vibration of fear, or are you giving off the vibration of love? And quickly, when something comes in that triggers you, you can quickly go from love to fear. And then that person's like, what the fuck? Who are you even? What even just happened? Because they don't know. They don't know. Yes, get those vibes right. You have to be able to pick up on people's intentions. Well, that's the thing, Tara. So that's the thing I actually want to talk about in here, right? So a lot of people have been coming to me lately and talking about people's intentions, and I have been in the place of like people's intentions and everything. And when I sit down with God, we mean business, right? And so I've been sitting still with God with this for a long time, like a month or 2 months almost, right? And a lot of times it's our vibration that's changing our relationships. So, as Randy said, is it boundaries? Yeah, it is boundaries. So, I got called out about 2 months ago for being aggressive, right? I know, me, super lover, right? But I'm guilty. And that wasn't the first time I've been called out for being aggressive. I've been being called out for being aggressive. At first, when I would be called out for being aggressive, I didn't want to fucking hear it. I didn't want to fucking hear it. I didn't want to hear it, so I didn't hear it, and I kept moving. Then later on, as I was being called aggressive, it kind of felt like a kick in my stomach. And I didn't really know what to do with it. And then, it's funny because as each person relates to you and comes into your life, the same conversation comes up, just different, right? And so at first, when I was being approached with my aggressiveness, it was with aggressiveness, and it was just like a whole aggressive thing. And then later, as I was getting approached with aggressiveness, I didn't know what to say, so my whole throat was like shutting down, and I would just shut down. Now, when I got approached with aggressiveness, it was in a very nice way. This person said to me, "You're very aggressive. You're very rude sometimes. And if you would come at me a little bit different, then we could have a different conversation about this, Sarah." And they said it a few times. And I send so much love. Because that aggressiveness, because that fight that is inside of us to protect ourselves, it can be a game changer. And sometimes when that aggressiveness comes up for me, it's hard to stop. It's hard to stop. I literally don't know what to do with myself. Like, if I can't go like run the steps or punch the punching bag or run till I cannot breathe and my legs are shaking, right? I don't know what to do with it. And when I'm furious, like, it's just not a good place. It's not me. I'm not as easy of understanding anymore. I don't know, babe. Being more direct. Is it boundaries? Well, I it's funny because I love my Queen of Swords, right? The part of me that is Queen of Swords, I love her because I didn't always have that. I didn't have the boundaries. I didn't have, I was talking to Spirit about it today. Standards. I didn't have standards for myself. I didn't set standards for myself, right? And so that's what we're doing. We are setting standards for ourselves in self-love, in that relationship with love inside of us, right? We're setting standards from the things that we've been through, but not like the wall. We're not doing the wall. We have to do it different. We can't guard up our hearts. We have to heal and then set the standards and stick to those. Wow, I just can't believe that about you. Yeah, Tara, it's bad. And it only happens in my intimate relationships. And there have been times where they have said to me, like the people online would never even guess that you said that to me. It's been really coming back at me lately, I'm telling you. I can get very mean. I can get very mean and very rude when I feel like I need to protect myself. When I feel like someone's messing around with me, playing a game on me, lying to me, playing my heart for a fool. But what it is it's like everything that I have been through made me set standards for myself, right? But I was like fighting to set. You don't have to fight to prove your standard. This is what we're doing, and if you don't want to do this, I love you, right? It's easy. Well, it's not really easy when it's coming from a fear place. When it's coming from a love place, it's very easy. When it's coming from a place of fear, it can get very controlling and get very manipulative. I don't even consider myself judgmental, controlling, manipulative, but when I'm in that aggressive, Queen of Swords type energy, I can be nasty. It's fire. Like, I hurt people there. It's empath versus narcissist, but Randy, babe, I really don't like either of those words so bad, right? Because it's you versus you. It's the empath that's in you and the narcissist that's in you. It's the fear and the love that's in you. And you know I love you, girl. We're not battling other people out here. The internal battle is just reflecting in our lives. The battle that our family lineages have been through for years and years and years and years is reflecting in the 2022. It's showing up and showing out. It's doing the damn thing, right? I come from a long line of very aggressive women. It's the root. It's the real you, And then it's funny because I get aggressive and then my giant heart feels really bad. And so then I have to nurture myself for feeling bad that I got so aggressive in trying to protect myself, right? And a lot of the times, just like I just did, we try to talk about this as we're working out this internal struggle, and the other person's normally like, I don't really want to fucking hear it anymore. I definitely know about a cooperative relationship. You got a lot going on, Haru. I love how you're sweet, for sure. I'm done healing them. Yeah, you don't have to heal anybody but yourself, right? And so I went through that feeling within the past couple months, babe. And it's really you versus you. So whatever is in that narcissist, you can let them go along their way and let them be. But find the root in you of what is attracting that. That's what we're trying to do. Because it's I, with my own mind, I know I'm the creator of my experience. You're the creator of your experience. We're co-creating with God, right? And so, I took a good relationship and in my mind created a lot of chaos, created a lot of that, just kind of bad blood, bad energy. The vibration that I was giving off was not well. And so not well was what I was getting back. And you can say all day, narcissist, manipulate, gaslight, all of these things, when the whole thing is when the outside relationships are fuzzy, we have to go in. Why are you never aggressive with me? I have been a time or two, Haru. Do you remember? We have never really been intimate, and you have pushed me to that point of aggression. It was a little bit different because I wasn't connected to you, so I was able to disconnect from it fast, say what I wanted to say, and disconnect. The aggressive that I'm talking about is whenever I'm in relationships and we have a sexual energy going on, and when I'm being aggressive and I can't stop being aggressive to that person, try to get my point across. I do. I love you very much. So you guys know me. I stay on that hoe shit, right? We've been laughing. I've been laughing. Even though I've been really going through a hard time in the past couple months, I had some really great times too in that time. And one of the things that I came up with is, me, I be on that hoe shit. And my girlfriend was like, what is that hoe shit? I'm like, girl, that heaven on earth, baby. Because I always say, that, I don't know, I took all my hoe tendencies to God. I took all the shame in my sex and all those things that I was feeling and the offness in my sex, and I took that all to God. And so by doing that, I am now able to experience like what it actually feels like to feel a little piece of heaven on earth, to really feel an inner peace, even though I'm still doing work on myself every day. Just by the simple thing of just giving that to spirit, really lightened my load. It really helped me a lot. You said all that you said to me out of love. Yeah, most of the time when I am aggressive, it is out of love. I don't do lying. I know. I wish I didn't know sometimes. That was part of like the last 2 months. Like, oh, why do I have to know? Like, why can't I just be like one of these people who doesn't know? And then sometimes I'm like, do I know or am I making this up from what I've been through? That was the fine line. Intuition versus your insecurity. Like, there's a fine line there. Hello, love. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. So you guys know that whole shit, right? Heaven on earth. I know that there are a lot of people out here, and that's why I love this term that I came up with, because I know that there are a lot of people out here that are very shameful in their sex. They feel very guilty in their sex. And I love you. I love you, and you're fine. And trust me that love still loves you too. So if you've been through it in your sex, ask love to help you. Ask God to help you. If you're aggressive with me, you be here. Oh, I don't like to be aggressive. I like to lay back. I can get aggressive. I don't like it. I lived my whole life in aggressive, and so I really don't like it now. I want to be really soft, and I want to be loved, and I want to just be special and cared about, and just really gentle. I'm a massage therapist. I do some pretty intense massage work. Like, right now I'm healing up this shoulder and the pec and all, down in here, and I take magnesium and I make my special oils, and I'm really learning to keep loving me, and in that whole shit, I have learned in taking my hoe tendencies to love, I have learned to keep it sacred. So you love me, but you lay back on me. You got too much going on, Haru. I don't share no dick. Come on, man. You're going to come on my video, call me. I have me Queen of Swords in it out here. I'm trying not to be aggressive. I love you. I don't share any dick. I don't do polygamorous or whatever the fuck. I don't want a bunk bed at your house. I don't want to share a room with your other girlfriends. I don't want to fuck them. That's what that's what's been coming up. I love that you're here, Haru, because now my armpits are sweating. I knew some wild shit was going to happen, right? Come home. My God, my God, my God. Focus on me. Yes, yes. I've been really loving like the love songs, and now I hear love songs different. I hear them like between myself and God, like not like wishing for some kind of man to be there to fill up that spot, like feeling like I already have that, like really feeling like I'm already like in that companionship, because a lot of people, what's going on when you're out here dating is that, and it just happened to me. It just happened. You can kind of like suck onto that person and you don't even mean to. And what that is like a desperation, like a feeling of you might be abandoned by them. So then you're like suffocating them. And that's not healthy love. What am I missing? Never mind. I don't want to know. I fucking love you. So Haru has been coming at me for a very long time. He's a very, very smart, handsome man, full of love, loves his kids, great dad. But he is in one of those, relationships where it's the whole community. And I've been learning about it for a lot of years, and I'm just really not into it. No, don't do that. No, I'm definitely way too, I want it all for me. I want it all for me. I want all the love. I mean, if I have to share love with kids, I do that. But I don't want to share the love with any other women. So, the spirits that have been like on us lately, The spirit of conflict has been very heavy. The spirit of tension has been very heavy. The spirit of disagreement has been very present. And it's heavy, right? And so I know a lot of people are going through that, and I send a lot of love. You do what serves you, no explanation necessary. Yeah, Rachel, and I love you because, like, you know, there have been times along this journey, you know, I've never really like been in a relationship. I guess I've had some, but like, I never really let myself get like open or close or anything like that to a man. They might have sometimes thought I was, but I never was. And, you know, I really do believe in like monogamy, like just me and my husband. And like, you know, I don't even need the fucking paperwork. I just need you to know and want that in your heart too, as much as I want that in my heart. But you know, I started to think like through this journey and through this path, like, is that even logical to think that? Like, because what I observe out here in a lot of relationships is shit. It's some shit. And so that's why I say to you guys, are you going off your observations or your imagination? Because off my observations, this dysfunctional love that is out here is sick. Not saying that Haru is dysfunctional. I would never say that at all. I'm not here to judge anyone's path or journey. You know, everybody agrees with it. Everybody's on the same ship with it in there. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But like these unhealthy relationships where they're just toxic and codependent and just really only keeping that other person there because they need them to be there. See, that's not the kind of shit that I want. Cheating, run around, lying, manipulating. I don't like that. I like raw, honest truth. I like, you know, I have never got to have a relationship, so I really want to build that. Like now I'm at the phase of my life where, you know, I know that they take a lot of time and a lot of work, and I know that it's going to, you know, get to the roots of my soul sometimes, but that's really what I want. So anyways, guys, this spirit of conflict and tension and disagreement, these are old wounds resurfacing inside of us, right? So they're resurfacing inside of us and they're appearing on the outside of us, right? And they're happening through situations that are in our day-to-day lives. And you're like, what the fuck is happening? You know, it's like the energy of trying to walk away from a lesson and like it just keeps coming up. Like, you know, how many years have I been healing? And then, you know, she just pops up in my mind. And like, it's like, you only been doing this 5 minutes ago, bitch. You just woke up 5 minutes ago. You're fine. And, you know, it's really loving yourself when you feel like you should have known better. If I knew better, I'll do better. If I knew better, I would have not been as aggressive. Discarding red flags is a big no-no. And comes with all that bad shit you don't want. Yeah, and like the red flags, like, you know, there are some red flags that are like, oh, that's a hell no, right? But then there are some red flags like, I don't know. I'm not really, that's why I say, I'm really good at self-love, not loving other people. I'm good at like that God love. I'm not really good at like humans. I'm trying. I am really good at humans, but like not intimate, my intimate. I don't know if that makes sense. This is what I'm working on. This is what I'm working on in my life. You know, my whole life, I observed really toxic love. And then a lot of times, you know, I went through that thinking it was the other people. But if you're going to go through it with this person and that person and this person and that person, is it the other people or is it you creating this? And that's hard to figure out. And then it's like, okay, so like, where do I reach the point where I'm creating this? Like, when do I start creating this? Like, when do we go from this wonderful feeling to this uncomfortable feeling? Discarding red flags is a big no-no and comes with all that bad kind of shit you don't want. Try not to judge the red flags. Respect your boundaries, and the most important thing, that's the most important thing. Yeah, setting boundaries, setting standards, you know, and that's what I'm trying to do in these past couple months. I just been trying to set standards for myself in my life. Like, what am I going to deal with in my life? Where am I going to focus on my life? And trust me, it wasn't always this peaceful. So sometimes when you're in there and you're inside yourself, it feels like a big wrestling match, and you come out and you're tired and shit. Doesn't matter who created it. If it doesn't serve you, allow it to fall away. I love you, Rachel. Yeah, because, you know, and it's funny because a lot of people are really afraid to let things fall away. And I normally am not. And in this time I was. And so when you let things fall away and you nurture you and you focus on you and bringing your vibration up and doing what feels good for your vibration, sometimes that other person's like, whoa, they set this standard for me. They love me. And this is what I want to do. Like, I want to come up and meet them at their standard. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. I've had that. Hi, Chris. Sarah, hello. Hope you're doing fucking amazing. You know it. Hello, love. Where are you in this world? I love my friends. I love my soul family. It's ducking chaos and it's exhausting. Yeah, it is ducking chaos and it is fucking exhausting. That's what's coming up, is that old chaos, sticky, confusing, don't even fucking know where to start. Like, I just want to quit and jump out of the game and fucking do a restart. But I really like this stuff. Right? It's really like that fussy energy is going on, and it's going on a lot of places. And so if it's going on for you, are you focusing on what you're observing, and are you putting your energy into that? Or are you focusing on what you're imagining from your own heart, and are you putting focus on that? That's going to set the tone for your vibration. It is chaos, and finding that finding that heaven on earth, heaven on earth, right? Finding that inside you in the chaos, that's a beautiful thing. That takes a lot of time with self. That takes a lot of cutting off the fucking chaos and sitting and nurturing that hurt in you. Do you know how many days I sat at this kitchen table in the past 2 months and cried my fucking head off? And then like my daughter would be coming in and I would clear it all up. And then she would leave again and I would just fall back down. And then sometimes she would catch me crying. Sift and sort and release what doesn't serve you. Absolutely, guys. We're fucking powerhouses. We are powerhouses. So a lot of times when this conflict and chaos is coming up, we are in our fears. We do not feel as strong as we feel, say, when everything is going good for us, right? So say another affirmation. Everything is always working out for me. And when you're saying these affirmations from a place of you don't feel like shit is working out, it can feel really weird. Just keep saying it. Flex your voice. I think that's why my throat hurt today, because I have a lot of things that I really want to say with my heart, and the things that I have been saying so much of from that mad, fearful place wasn't the right shit. It wasn't what I wanted to say. And so like now I have to readjust and sit down with myself and say what I really want with my heart. Gotta run. Love you. Keep shining your light. Mwah, I love you, girl. All the way from Israel. I love online. I'm down in Virginia Beach for the next 4 years. My journey so far has been challenging, but it's been great. I'm trusting the process, yet paving my way. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I love that, Chris. And you know I love the beach, so Virginia Beach ain't too far. I might be coming to visit. That's great. I'm so glad for you. I'm so glad for you. That's such big shit. You know, you made a big, huge life change, and it looks really good on you. I have to tell you that. I'm really super proud of you. So guys, one of the things I like to tune into, I don't know how everybody else feels, but I love Archangel Michael, right? I love the energy of Archangel Michael. I love how he assists us in this human form, right? And for me, it's like, he helps me to cut back what's holding me away from my best self. And sometimes when you're cutting out things that are holding you away from your best self, you know, you're not really sure of the difference. And so, you know, I trust in God and the highest and greatest good for all, that they know way better than me. And so sometimes when you're cutting things out, you're cutting things out that maybe your human wasn't so ready to get rid of yet. So maybe that's really hard. And that's okay. You have to be okay with yourself. You have to be, you have to find self love for where you are in your journey. It's a journey. And so each of us is at a different phase in our journey. And how do you love yourself for your phase? You might be in an action packed phase. You might be in a totally relaxed phase. You might be in a you just learned the lesson and now you're getting back on your feet phase. There's a lot of different phases. And so ask, please help me cut all the unnecessaries. Self-reflection brings awareness, right? So if you reflect back, on your week or on your month or on your year, right? What did you go through? What did you like out of that reflection? What didn't you like so much out of that reflection? Let the things that you didn't like from that reflection inspire you to imagine something better for that energy slice. Me personally, guys, I like to imagine myself enjoy happiness and peace, right? Most of the time when I'm imagining that, I'm at the beach because I seriously think I have the spirit of Moana in me. But it's whatever brings you joy, happiness, and peace. And it doesn't have to be these grand things, and it can be. But I like to try to keep it simple too. But guys, we have to rest when we're feeling the conflict. We have to rest when we're feeling the chaos, because what I've been doing is I've been fighting in it, like when I feel like that. And so literally I didn't get anywhere, and literally I'm exhausted, right? I'm exhausted from fighting my emotions. I'm exhausted from fighting. I'm exhausted for not saying what I mean. I'm exhausted for getting hard on myself. I'm just exhausted after these last 2 months. And so, what God was really saying to me today was, chill out. Chill out and don't take any action until you feel settled in your spirit. There's no kind of rush for anything. And if it's a rush, it wasn't for you. If you're overwhelmed, you need to refocus and find balance. You need to refocus and find balance. And so, a lot of times in these past 2 months, I was very overwhelmed because I was thinking about one specific thing, right? And it was throwing all the other areas of my life off track. And so, to refocus and find balance, I had to shut all that off, come back into my heart, remember what I love, and refocus on the things I love. Clarity, wait for clarity. If you're asking God a question, wait to be clear. If you feel like you got an answer, but you're like, I'm not sure if that's an answer, tell God, I need another answer and I need it to be more clear, and wait for it. Don't just make, an impulsive decision. That comes from fear. That doesn't come from love. Love is very patient. And sometimes it can be really fast, but a lot of times it takes us time. So if you're overwhelmed and there's too many things going on, look for a singular focus. Quit feeling scattered. Look for a singular focus. I told you guys a long time ago, when I first started all this, I would just imagine my little niece smiling. Pick one single focus that brings you joy, happiness, and peace. And so when you get caught up in that chaos and when you get caught up in all that, focus on that. Imagine that with your mind, right? If you've been observing a whole bunch of fuck shit and a whole bunch of doo-doo and all this shit that's going on in the world, you have to really be the one that goes inside of yourself and focuses on something that you love, that makes you feel joy, happiness, and peace. It's work. Ground in and ask for assistance. Self-love is the work. Self-love is the work that everyone is doing. And to each of us, it looks very different. For Chris, it was joining the service. For me, it's focusing on how I relate with humans, right? We have to nurture these conflicts inside of us so they can change. So like if you're experiencing a conflict outside of you, it's really easy to say, oh, well, they were a narcissist and that's just what happened. That's them. I'm blaming them. But it really takes a lot of guts to turn that into you and say, like, what in me is attracting this? Like, Why do I keep attracting the same thing? Like, what vibration am I giving off that is drawing that to me like that? Being dedicated and committed to you and your dreams, that's what self-love is all about. So a lot of people are out here and they're losing themselves because their dedication is more to other people and other people's dreams than it is to their self and their dreams. And you know what they tell me all the time? Well, I don't want to be selfish. I'm like, I get it, but you are you. Like, you are the one. Is anybody else out here building your dreams? Or I don't know. Would you rather like give your standards to your neighbor and be like, here neighbor, can you set me a couple standards so I can use those in my life? Or would you rather set the standards in your life? I have to set my own standards. And standards change sometimes as you go through things and as different conflicts and fears arise in your life and different problems and issues. Standards do change. You might get a lot more firm on a certain standard, and that's okay. You might get a little bit more lenient, and that's okay. We're setting ourselves free from old hurts, and that's what changes the game. And what sets you free from old hurts is nurturing that hurt when it comes up. Nurturing that hurt inside you when it comes up. Whether it comes up through your family, your friends, your work, your lover, when those hurtful things, that's what I really did. I don't really know if I got anything right in these past 2 months because it sure doesn't feel like it. But I will tell you one thing. I nurtured my hurts as best I could. I tried to eat good food. I tried to get good rest. I tried to stay comfortable. I tried to just keep loving myself as much as I could through those times that I was hurting. So, you can say that, affirm that. I am nurturing my hurts to free myself. Say that. If you're not really actively doing that, but you want to do that in your life, say it. Type it down here. I am nurturing my hurts to free myself. Thank you. That's how we're setting ourselves free. You can only get rid of the vibration of fear by loving it, by nurturing that vibration inside of you. Once you love that vibration inside of you and you nurture it and you have compassion for it, boom, you're free. Like I said, guys, rest and relax is coming up super big for a lot of people. And I know that that's a really hard thing. And I know that sounds really easy. I just did a video, I don't know, a couple years ago that I shared yesterday. And I rewatched it and it was like saying how, learning how to rest and relax has been a bitch for me. It's been very hard. I didn't have any kind of chill. And, tight ain't right? And so if you're really tight, you're not allowing love. A lot of us aren't allowing love in because of the things that we've been through, right? But then we'll quickly turn around and say, oh, well, I can't let him love me because he's a narcissist and he's a liar and he's a manipulator and all of that stuff. And I'm like, are you sure your vibration didn't change off to one of your fears? And they're like, not really sure if I like you, Sarah. I'm like, all right, I love you. I'll talk to you later. You are in charge of your destiny, just like I am in charge of my destiny. Like I said, do you want to take your paperwork to the neighbor and say, hey, write out what you think I deserve out here? What do you believe you deserve? I believe I deserve joy, happiness, and peace. So say that. Type it in here. Sing it in your house. I believe I deserve whatever you want. I believe I deserve the perfect partner. I believe I deserve healthy love. I believe I deserve joy, happiness, and peace. Say it. Say it. Use your voice, right? Everybody, we are so gifted. We are so gifted by love, and self-love is a getting to know that. When you start to get more involved in self-love and do more things for yourself and become more dedicated to yourself and become, more about yourself, more okay with being selfish or people calling you that or whatever, right? Then that's when we start to learn our gifts from love, right? So a lot of people say, oh, I wish I didn't walk around here and trust everybody. And I'm like, well, that's your gift from love. And they're like, but when you nurture the part where like you've trusted people that have hurt you or lied to you or cheated you or whatever, right? When you nurture that, then like you never wasted love on anybody. Like just because you trusted them and gave them that love, that love that you gave or that what you did, that might have changed their lives. So everybody wants to be really fair and really accepted out here, right? But we must be fair with ourselves. We must accept our own selves, right? Because we can only be as fair with others as we are fair to self. We can only accept others how we accept self. So most of the time, like you're really super judgmental people, they're very judgmental to themselves. They are their hardest critic. You're not doing good enough. You're not working hard enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not smart enough. You're not fun enough. You're not great enough, right? And so when they're constantly filling their heads with those type of affirmations, you're not pretty enough. You're not smart enough. You're not funny enough. Nothing can be good for them, right? That's them. I know that you love people like that. And sometimes we need to cut them out of our lives because what we're trying to observe and what we're trying to be around is very different than that vibration. So, as your vibration changes in the game, you do cut some people out of your life. And that's hard sometimes. That's why I say ask Archangel Michael to help you. Ask God to help you. Because sometimes, we don't always know how to do it. Guys, we have to offer our problems to love with detachment of the outcome, right? So, basically, when I took all my hoish tendencies to God, I don't know what the fuck. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going to happen. And it was funny because I was a little bit afraid. And so all these outside people were coming in and telling me all this stuff about sex. And oh my gosh, it was so crazy, right? But, true offerings, when you're offering, when you're in this relationship with God and you're trying to give God your problem. See, a lot of people can't do that. Just like a lot of people can't allow love, a lot of people can't let go of problems and issues. Because the truest offerings, that's a lot of the hard stuff. The things that we try to fix, but it doesn't seem to work. The things that, seem really hard. The things that seem really shameful, embarrassing, right? All of those things. And we need to give that up, up. We need to let that go up so we can figure that out with God, right? I don't know, because it's never a thing where you chuck it up there and you don't have to do something about it, right? But when you chuck it up there and you kind of, just let it be whatever it is and then trust what God is telling you or love is telling you, that's how the serendipity happens. That's how the magic happens, right? Because it's you're not trying to control how it works out. You're just saying this is too thick. I can't deal with it anymore. Hi, babe. A lot of people have been talking to me about relationships and companionships, and I tell them every time, I my truest companion ever has been God. And so, when you're having a hard time in relationships and companionships, lean on God, ask God in your heart, pull it in. It's not any kind of religious shit. It's the realest one on your team. It's not, I don't know. It's not a religion. It's not That's not what this love is. You know, love goes inside of us and transmutes the pain. Love goes inside of us and helps us to learn self-love. You know, it gives us these inspirations of these things to do, and then our human is the one that's like, no, that's selfish. Well, if God is telling you to do some selfish shit, then maybe it's time to get a little bit more selfish. Because I love my family out here, and you guys are such big-hearted, giant lovers. And it's like, you know, I know you want to fill the world with love, and you see the hurt, and you see all these things going on, but like, you really have to shut that love off from other people sometimes and turn it in on you. Especially if you're feeling like tired, confused, chaos, like all those bad things. You're right, Sarah. I love you, girl. This is just from God, you know? I know a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff. I'm going through a lot of stuff. You know? My best companionship ever is God. And I'm not saying that in any type of religious way at all. I'm saying, like, when I felt like a hoe, I brought that shit to God. And like, it's funny because like I didn't really have any kind of relationship with God prior to that. Like, I was like searching for it my whole life and trying to do the church thing and the baptized thing and getting saved and, you know, all that stuff. But until I really took what I felt was getting in my way and like was vulnerable about exposing that to God, you know. And then it's funny because like afterwards God's like, you didn't think I knew that about you? So when I have, you know, a lot of friends who are out here fucking around or whatever, you know, I'll ask them like, so just because everybody doesn't know that you're doing that, like, do you think God doesn't know? And it's funny because people don't care what people think, but even if, like, I wasn't even raised religious, and I still had a deep program on, like, caring what God thought about what I did in my life. And, you know, that's because it's in us. You know, the spirit of love is inside of us, but we are carrying a lot of fear. We are carrying a lot of fear. The fear that we are carrying, we are observing, and we are creating more of that in our lives. And so sometimes the best thing to do is cut it, shut it down, cut it out, go in with yourself, take that alone time, be with God, be vulnerable with God, you know, learn. If you don't know how to allow love or let God take things, ask, can you please help me allow love? Can you please help teach me how to allow love? Can you please help teach me how to give this to you? Can you please help teach me to let go of the things that I really can't do shit with? You know, this journey into self is some shit. It is. And I love all of you. And I know a lot of people are doing it, and I know it looks very different on everybody. You know, I give you big props. Anyone want any cards? My throat's feeling better. My throat's feeling better. And I got my oregano. So if you guys missed the beginning of my video, I woke up today and my throat was hurting so bad. Chrissy, I got you. So I've been giving I take wild oregano oil. Here, I'll show you guys. I started taking it 2 years ago when this coronavirus shit all came out. I love it. It works quick, right? But I give it out like crazy. So if anybody's ever sick, you know, I keep it in my purse and give it to them, or give it to the, you know, if they're far away, I give it to them. And so I had to go buy a new one today, and it's already feeling like it's working. So I don't know if it's a mix of doing this live, saying what God wanted me to say, or the oregano oil. I believe in the oregano oil. I read this book at the beginning of the coronavirus that was talking about the white blood cells and the coronavirus, and then the shot and the white blood cells, and how oregano ups the white blood cell count. You have something you're not speaking on, that's why your throat hurts. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Christy. So you missed the beginning of the video, right? So the past 2 months, I've been in a very aggressive, I've been like all the way up in my Queen of Swords, right? Very aggressive, Very, like, I'll cut your fucking head off. Thinking I'm protecting myself from my biggest fears, thinking I'm totally valid and totally right, only to come to a place where I'm like, I don't even fucking know if I was ever right. I wasn't speaking the love in my heart. I was saying some other shit. So yeah, refocus, rebalance, you know, spend time with yourself. I didn't get a day off for a while, so finally today I got a day off. It's amazing what, you know, just a few hours off would do. I don't know. Give me one for Chrissy. These are the Divine Abundance Oracle cards. I love them. Oh, you got two. Energetic clearing. During crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments. Prepare you to receive her luminous plan. I believe a lot of us are clearing. And, you know, guys, you clear a bunch of different ways. So you can clear, you know, energetically, physically, spiritually. Like, there's all kind of clearances going on for sure, Christy. So, you know, there's a lot of crisis going on for sure. And a lot of times, you know, I was talking to Spirit last night, and, like, a lot of times, you know, the tower comes in and falls because we really didn't get to the root of the fear. And so the tower comes in to really just mess everything up and make us see better. Divine abundance. You were born to align with love's will, follow the Tao, and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundant and not chase it. I love these. Yeah, and, like, you know, that's what it is. Like, it's, you know, in these relationships, there's a lot of chasing. And, like, I'm not saying that I don't go through it, because, like, I was literally just out here chasing somebody around. Grant yourselves my fears. In my aggression, when I was in my aggressive nature trying to have a conversation, for what? Because I was being nasty as hell. Who wants to talk to somebody who's mean? I love you. If anybody else wants one, just say. Anybody want to talk about anything, you know, with the stuff that's going on right now? Anybody need anything? Yeah, you know, I know it's tough out here. The sun finally came up. You know, it was crazy raining today. I went to breakfast with a best friend of mine, and it was raining so bad and storming so bad that this bench on the side of the sidewalk just went in the middle of the road. I was like, ooh, shit. You know, while that chaos is going on, I'm over here eating good. I'm chilling. That's what it is. You know, finding that inner peace in the chaos, and how we find that inner peace in the chaos is really through self-love. And, you know, self-love is so many things to so many people. You know, I love myself when I don't feel good and I take oregano. You know, learning to love myself when I just cuss everyone out, rip their fucking faces off. You got it, Kim. Learning to love myself when I'm not so fucking loving. God, I had to go deep in the Queen of Swords, you know? Like, I used to not have any kind of stick up for myself, and now I have to be thankful that I finally can stick up for myself. But, like, no, I need to chill. Again, detachment. With detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled, which is kind of like the whole message. You know, detachment, not really, like, having expectations. And it's funny because, like, you know, when you're setting standards for yourself and you're setting goals for yourself and things like that, you know, you kind of, they do have, like, these expectations and these things you want to meet and stuff like that. But, like, you have to be okay if it happens early. You have to be okay if it happens later. You have to be okay if it's not happening because you need to reroute yourself or whatever. You know, detachment of what we thought it was going to be. Detachment from what we're observing, to let go of that, to go into what we want to imagine. You know, we have to detach from what we keep watching and listening to and seeing, and we have to go in with ourselves and get into that uncomfortable place and build that relationship inside of us, so we can really start spending more time imagining things. You know, that's what meditation is for me. My imagination, my time with my imagination. I love my imagination. My imagination has been keeping me going since I was a little kid. Thank you so much, love. That definitely resonates with me now. Yeah. I got a bunch of new cards sent to me, so I'm really excited. I don't know, you know, like I said, sometimes a lot of crazy stuff can be going on, and at the same time, good things. You know, there's a lot of things that people are working out. There's a lot of things that people are going through. There's a lot of old things coming up. You know, just go in with yourself. Ask questions. If you don't know how to ask how to ask. If you don't know how to listen, ask how to listen. Whatever you don't know how to do, ask in. Love will teach you how to do it. Love will teach you how to do it. Get better at it. You know, if you don't know how to be dedicated to yourself, ask. If you don't know how to love yourself, ask in. Right? Because I could tell you a million things. Take a bath, go for a swim, take a run, go eat a taco, go drink a Pepsi. You know, everybody's thing is going to be very different. You know, what you need to do is ask love what you need to do. If you're at a place right now and you don't know what to do with yourself, know that that's okay. And know that love is connected to you. And you can say, hey, love, I don't know how to get this to not feel like this anymore. And I'm telling you, a lot of what is going to come up is going to be detach. And then your human's going to be like, no, but I don't want to be selfish. And then spirit's going to be like, detach. You're going to be like, no, they're used to me being so nice. I had been single for over 10 years and recently started seeing someone and started to let my guard down and found out he's been lying about a lot of stuff. It's been so hard. I love you, Kim. And, you know, a lot of times when people lie about things, you know, it's not to hurt the other person. It's because they don't like those things about them. You know, a lot of people are going through some really hard stuff. And I get it, you know, I've been single my whole life. This is, you know, that's pretty much like my story too. Let my guard down, found out about some lies, some things that triggered me. But the whole thing is, you know, you have to go and nurture the hurt in you and then set some new standards. And that's okay. You know, I've dated a lot of people and, you know, there are a lot of things about each of them that I really like. You know, that I'm really fucking thankful for, that I put together to imagine my dream partner. You know, I'm imagining my dream partner. I just reshared something the other day, and it said my soulmate is in another nation, and they were like, which one? And it was like, my imagination. And I love that because, like, I do have a dream partner in my imagination, and you know, a lot of times when these relationships don't work out and my heart's so big and the love is so real, but I set these standards for myself and I have to stick to them. And so it's not that person. It's just like you're setting standards for yourself, and then spirit is testing you to see if you're going to keep that standard or you're just going to fall into it because of old fears. I hope that makes sense. I love you so much. I've been going through the very same thing. That's what happens with Soul Family. We go through a lot of things at the same time. That's why I try to bring these messages and talk, you know. And I haven't been doing a lot because I've been going through it. You know, and it is a lot of stuff about relationships coming up. And I send so much love because I know that in these relationships, people have so much love and time and trust invested, and I know it hurts, and I know it sparks old fears in us maybe that we didn't even know were there. I love you, Jill. I love you, Jill. It is. It's a really trying time, and I think that, you know, as the vibration keeps lifting, you know, we're gonna get tried some more and some more and some more. It's all about finding your inner peace in the chaos, right? Cutting out the chaos that you don't really fucking need. You know, if you have to be selfish, be that. And that's okay. You know, if you end up being wrong, like there is no wrong way. Because if you end up being wrong, you can just do some other shit. Yeah, he said he's ashamed of his past, and that's why he lied about everything. You know, Kim, and I love you, but I'm going to send him so much love because I've been working with a lot of masculines lately that have said that very thing right there. And, you know, my whole heart is like, oh my God, oh my God. Like, everybody really is going through it. You know, when you're ashamed of yourself, you know, that's not self-love. That's not self-love. We've all made so many mistakes, and it's so crazy because like here I am a coach, and you know I can sit here and I can coach people on, I can cheer people on, you know, and I can send yours love, right? But when I'm going through it and it's hitting me, I don't see it that way. I'm like, fuck you in the name of love, get the fuck out of here, bye, peace, cut your fucking head off, get out, fucking scumball. But that's why I have to take the time and sit with myself and know too that, you know, the person that is in my life too is very ashamed of what he's been through and what, you know, what goes on. And I know, you know, they don't lie on purpose. I don't really think it's a lie of, you know, trying to manipulate you, you know, and maybe it is, right? And maybe they are trying to lie to manipulate. And it's an energetic battle, and so you have to set the standard for what you're accepting and tolerating in your life. And then when you set that standard and you fall in love with yourself and you detach, you let them pick if they want to come and meet you again or not, and that's okay. It definitely sparks old fears in us. Yeah, Kim. Yeah. I have been over here, and it's so crazy because, like, people say, well, like, how do you know that you're in your old fears? And I'm like, read your fucking text messages to me. If I read my text messages to you, oh shit, it's 2:22. If I read my text messages to you, you can absolutely see that I am deep in my doo-doo, in my fears of what I've been observing around love, lies, cheating, everything, my whole entire life, right? I wasn't even listening to the fucking words. I was just Queen of Swords and out here cutting a motherfucker. Head straight off. There are no mistakes, man. There are no mistakes. God still loves you if you cut someone's head off. I think it hurts so much. Is he not only lied to me, but he lied to my boys. My little one absolutely loves him. Kim. Oh my God, let me take some time. Let me get my shell and let me send you out so much love because I know. And I will tell you what, I really wasn't so much triggered about me. I was really triggered about my baby being involved in that. And so this hit different this time than anything ever before. And the Queen of Swords that comes out when I feel like you're fucking with my baby is like, yo, no. Absolutely the fuck no. I know. And our kids are affected by our relationships. And our kids are affected by our fears because we are creating those fears in our experience. Our kids are living that with us, you know? And so I really try to take the time and, you know, like when I sit with myself, I try to really sit with my baby because she's going through it with this. She sees me going through it. It's real. And she's also going through it. I feel like I was doing so good in my healing and realized when this happened that I truly wasn't where I thought I was. I so feel that. I so fucking feel that. I 100%, 1000% resonate with you. You know, I mean, there was even a time where I was like, I don't even know shit. Like, all those thousands of dollars that I spent on healing, that shit didn't mean shit. I'm right back at square one. I'm a piece of shit. I'm aggressive. You know. Oh. I know. But it's a journey. You know, self-love is a journey. Success is a journey. You know, successful creating is definitely a journey, you know. You know, with fear and love and with fear roaming about so strong, you know, reroutes the journey sometimes. You just gotta call in love. Mess with my babies, and that makes it so much worse. Just like you, mama. Yeah. But, and still, it's us. Like, and still, it's us. Yeah. I mean, I totally went off to a place where I was like, I'm not dating until my daughter is 17. Like, I can never do this. And it wasn't really even all that big of a deal. I cut the head off, took the house out. It's all right, guys. There's no mistakes. There's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of chaos. We're trying to find heaven on earth. If you're trying to find heaven on earth in the chaos and get on that hoe shit, message me. That's what I be on all the time. It's all right. It's all right to feel like you messed up. It's all right to feel like you if you knew better, why didn't you do better? You have to nurture that. Nurture that. If you don't know what I mean by that, when you're in some doo-doo, message me and I'll show you. I'll show you. You got to be in the doo-doo. A lot of people avoid everybody when they're in the doo-doo. I get it. I did it. But only from nurturing the doo-doo do we free ourselves. Only from resting and relaxing do we loosen up all the tightness so we can allow love in and do all the stuff that we want to do out here. Connect to love. My little called him and told him to just be honest with me, and then he told me to just give him a chance. I feel so stupid for allowing my little one to get hurt in my mess. I know, but you're not stupid. You're a good mom. And I think that, I don't know, it's so real life, right? We have to be real with our kids. Like, I lied to my daughter. I didn't tell her. I kind of left her in the I don't know phase for a long time. I don't know. Then I told her, and then she did all these sad videos about it. I don't know. Our kids are helping us learn these lessons, I think. They're a lot stronger than we think, And, just like, I tell my daughter, Mommy has a lot of fear in her heart around love, and I'm trying to trust it. She's like telling me, she's so cute. She's like telling me all the reasons why I should. And, I let her know, like, even sometimes the strongest people that we see out here, they have a lot of things going on. Always be kind. Yeah. Our kids hear what we say. So, my daughter doesn't really know what we went through because I didn't say anything. All she knows is that it's just been hard and we're trying to work it out, work through it. Detach. Because I was really like hanging on tight, trying to, I don't know, fix it to the place of right or something like that. I was driving myself crazy. I'm sending you and your baby so much love. All right, guys. Well, I love you because we're all connected. I am going to get some work done here. Meditate. Get that imagination flowing. Watch the things that you're observing in this life. What are you paying attention to? What are you, giving your focus to? What are you dedicated to? Refocus. Spend some time with yourself. If you're used to helping everybody else and then you take that and you pour it into yourself, a lot of people say, well, I can't do that because everyone depends on me and relies on me. Well, you're about to tank out. And so if you don't take a few days or a week or a couple weeks or something and pour that back into you so you can be that person again for those people, nothing is it's going to be crazy anyways. That was one of the big things I had to learn at the very beginning is like, I cannot always be available for everybody. And I still go through that lesson, just like rest and relax. Sometimes I sit at this table like, I can't relax. I can't relax. I can't relax. I have so much to do. I have so much to do. I don't get anything done. Spun the fuck out. I love you so much, love. Thank you for all you do and all you. Thank you for you and all you do. I love you, girl. I thank you for you. I love you so much too. This is really hard stuff out here. You know, I don't know if you want to go back and watch, but you know, this is all about, today is Wednesday and the energy is really heavy in the third eye. And so from the third eye, either we're creating from what we observe, the vibration of what we like, what we observe, what that makes us vibrate at, or what we imagine and what makes that us vibrate at that thing, right? And so, you know, when people say that a lot of the things that you see on this world are an illusion, they are an illusion, because a lot of people, like who you're dealing with, they're lying because they're in fear. And so their whole life is an illusion, right? But if you love them with your heart and you can imagine, you know, I like to imagine good things in my imagination for people, especially people that are deep in fear and deep in hurt, especially people that I love and care about, right? And so, you know, when I don't know. Our third eyes are powerful. And so today, you know, a lot of people are experiencing a lot of headaches and things like that because there's a lot of focus in here. And so, you know, I have on the 852, but you could also drop down into like the 417, the sacral chakra, because the sacral and the third eye are in a direct relationship, right? And so that's why today, on a day like today, a lot of relationship stuff comes up, a lot of sex stuff comes up, a lot of the fears and like in those places are coming up because of what we've been observing instead of imagining. You know, people tell us that our imaginations are fake, but when you're trying to create something different than the vibration that you've been in, you know, you need your imagination. You know, and everyone's so convinced like that's not real life, but like, do you want the chaos and confusion? Do you want what you observe to be real life, or do you want what you imagine to be real life? Like I've been telling people forever, like I would much rather stay in my mind because people are fucking crazy. All right, guys. Well, it doesn't seem like anybody has anything else to say. I fucking love your guts. I know it's hard out here for a pimp. We got this, though. We got this. We are the creators of our experience. Sometimes we just forget to ask God. So just remember, just ask God. If you're going through something, conflict, anything, ask God. I love you because we're all connected. One love.